Another friendly for Spurs links to another Manchester United midfielder, and could our captain be on his way to the USA? Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines where I'll be going through all the latest rumours, news and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and I'm not already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Like, share and comment below. And if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. And if you have a spare minute, please vote for the channel at the Football Content Awards 2025. All of the details are below. Let's get into it. The Athletic report LAFC are pushing hard to sign Tottenham Hotspur star Heung-Min Son this summer window, according to multiple sources briefed on talks. No major progress as yet, but LAFC trying hard to get the South Korean superstar for the 2025 and beyond seasons. And on the same topic, the Telegraph now state that Tottenham Hotspur have now received an offer from LAFC for club captain Heung-Min Son. Football 365 are reporting that Spurs have made an approach to Manchester United to sign midfielder Kobbie Mainoo as his contract saga drags on. TBR Football claim that Tottenham have made a shock inquiry to sign Mainoo and actually stand a chance of signing the England international. Spurs have asked about signing Mainoo as the North Londoners appreciate the 20-year-old and are keeping abreast of his contract situation, which still hasn't been agreed. Man United boss Ruben Amorim is keen to add another midfielder this summer, and Mainoo could fall down the pecking order at Old Trafford with the World Cup just around the corner. With that in mind, Mainoo will be eager to play regular football, and that could open the door for Spurs and Chelsea, as TBR Football sources suggest he could still move this summer. And as regards Palhinha, the Telegraph state that currently Spurs' interest in Palhinha is not expected to be finalised in advance of the Asia Tour, which begins on Sunday. Spurs have several central midfield options and would like one of their existing players to leave in order to create space for Palhinha. It would seem that Spurs want to sell before they buy on this one. Nottingham Forest news states that Morgan Gibbs-White has now joined his Nottingham Forest teammates in Portugal for their pre-season tour. The England international is back in training with Forest ahead of their next friendly against fellow Premier League side Fulham, which will take place on Saturday evening in Faro. A lot has been made about Gibbs-White's desire to join Spurs. However, it's understood that since returning to Forest training, Gibbs-White's attitude has been exemplary and there are no concerns about his reintegration into the group. The 25-year-old does remain hopeful of a move to North London, and it's been reported that Spurs are considering a second offer. Indeed, that would exceed his release clause, making it hard for Marinakis and Chiefs to turn down, knowing that Gibbs-White is refusing to sign a new deal to remove it. So there is still an air of uncertainty around this and his future at the City Ground. Football.London report that Tottenham have an unusual double header of friendlies on Saturday as they take on Wycombe Wanderers and then Luton Town. The behind closed doors friendly against Wycombe has been added at late notice to the schedule, and while it will be shown on the club Spurs Play channel, there will be no admittance to the general public or media for the game against the League One side that kicks off at 11 a.m. 4 hours later, Spurs will kick off their previously scheduled friendly against another League One side in Luton Town, who will now feature former Tottenham Hotspur goalkeeper Josh Keeley after his £1 million move from North London last week. That game at Kenilworth Road will, like the 2-0 win at Reading last Saturday, be played out in front of a decent crowd. New Spurs coach Thomas Frank plans to split his large 32-man squad across the two friendlies on Saturday, one behind closed doors against Wycombe and one in front of the fans at Luton, to give players significant match minutes. His goal is to improve player fitness ahead of the pre-season tour. Several players are unavailable due to injury or loan moves, including Kulusevski, Dragusin, Gill, Solomon, Valise. And James Maddison still easing his way back into training, and Richarlison is expected to play next week. Captain Heung-Min Son, amid MLS interest, may feature in either game depending on what's best for his form. Frank intends to field 2 balanced teams with many players playing 60 to 75 minutes. Some under 21 and under 18 players will also be used. A mix of senior and youth will be likely involved across both fixtures. And the Standard are reporting that Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy is set to be given the freedom of the City of London. Levy was nominated at a City of London meeting yesterday and is expected to receive the honour at the ceremony Guildhall this afternoon. The freedom of the City of London is awarded to individuals as a way of paying tribute to their outstanding contribution to London or public life, or to celebrate a very significant achievement. Well, here's my thoughts on all those stories today. Firstly, sorry, I'm in the car. It's raining outside. Firstly, on Son. Interesting, this one. LAFC has been muted before, hasn't it? His move to possibly America. And now it seems like the interest is growing. I could actually see this one happening. It'd probably be the best for Son, to be honest. Didn't play particularly well in the friendly last weekend. Obviously, that doesn't mean too much, but I just don't want Sonny to tarnish his legacy with the club, you know. As much as I love the fella, he's always be a legend, always welcome back at the club. I think this would be a good move for Son, in my opinion. Fulfill his duties in the Far East, and then go to LAFC with, I'm sure, everybody's love. Obviously, as I say, a complete legend for the club, always will be. And I think this could be a good move for Son. So I could actually see this one happening. And of course, if Son wants to leave himself, because the player's got to be up for it as well. But I'm sure he'd do very well in the American League. Kobbie Mainoo, really interesting one. I like Kobbie Mainoo as a player. You would think this would be an either or for the topic after this, Palhinha. Difficult one. I mean, both obviously got Premier League experience. Mainoo is a fair bit younger. Yeah, get down in the comments, let me know what you think about this one, because would you rather have Palhinha or Mainoo? I could see arguments for both, to be honest. Mainoo, I genuinely think is a very good player. I think he'd do very, very well at Spurs. Would he demand lower wages, you'd think, than Palhinha? So yeah, interesting one. I could see Mainoo coming in. I could, but you know, we've been linked with Palhinha for a while now, and Bayern Munich obviously want to offload him as well. So it's going to be an interesting decision between the two, and we'll see how that one plays out. But yeah, Kobbie Mainoo, interesting because he obviously come through the ranks at Old Trafford. So yeah, it boggles the mind why they want to get rid of him when they've got other players in that midfield you'd think they'd want to get rid of first. But hey ho, everybody's different, aren't they? Morgan Gibbs-White again, yeah, well, I nearly didn't talk about Morgan Gibbs-White today because I'm sure everybody is completely sick of discussing this, but he has joined his teammates in Portugal now, and it sounds like he's acting like the consummate professional he is. So he's going to just do his duties and do his job until he's told otherwise, I'm sure. Will this one get done? I thought it would have got done this week, but it doesn't look like it's going to, so... And with Spurs obviously jetting out very soon to their pre-season tour, how is this one going to unravel, shall we say? But yeah, keep a close eye. I won't talk too much about Morgan Gibbs-White. I know that everybody's a bit probably fed up with this saga, but have to mention it because it's in the news. The friendly versus Wickham, that's interesting as well, having 2 friendlies on the same day. I think it's good because it gives our bloated squad game time. More players will get more minutes doing it this way, and as I've said before, for me it's all about in pre-season getting minutes in the legs for those players. So available on Spurs Play, so it'll be a Tottenham fest on Saturday if you're around to watch both those games. So it'll be really interesting what 11s Frank picks for both games. Will that mean anything? Who knows, but it will be interesting to see how he splits the squad up. And finally, Daniel Levy getting this award. This kind of came out of the blue, didn't know anything about this. This will annoy a few people, I'm sure. People will comment and say, why is Daniel Levy getting an award? Nothing to do with us. He's obviously been nominated for this award, so well done to Daniel Levy. Anyway, Get down in the comments, let me know what you think of all the stories today and your feelings right now as a Spurs fan. How do you feel about the Morgan Gibbs-White situation? Do you think he's going to get over the line, or are you just fed up with it and think we should move on to somebody else? Either way, get down in the comments, let me know, and come on, you Spurs.